If you've clicked this video, it probably means that worry is concerning you. Either that, or you're a fan of my book, or you're a part of Stoic school. But if it's the first one, worry is concerning you. You know, throughout my life, until I was 19, worry was a big concern. And I don't really care how old you are, because we're all on different timelines in our life. So you could be 18, 19, you could be 80, 90. It doesn't really matter, because the thing is, it's a problem you want to fix. And, you know, if you're 90, you could have the next 10 years of your life be worry-free, or minimal worry, because worry is there for a reason. It's part of our survival. But if you're anything like me, I just want to explain something. Worry is consuming your life, anxiety and worry, and it's not nice. And I remember when I was younger, people told me, you don't have to feel like this. There is a light at the end of a tunnel. They would always try to be nice. There's a light at the end of a tunnel. And I never believed them. I just want to tell you something. That is a fact. You won't feel like this forever. I don't know how long it's going to take, and hopefully this video will be the catalyst. Maybe after this video, your life will change. I just want to explain something. So I was bogged down, held down by worry for a long time when I was younger, in my teenage years. And I was just worrying about everything. The world felt dark. I felt like everyone was bad and everyone was against me. The world was against me, and I was just a victim to this. And I just had to pick up the scraps and make best of what I've got. And it wasn't until one day I'm going about my daily routine. I get up at 4, catch the first bus, wait for the first bus, catch the first bus, run to the next bus stop, wait for the next bus, catch the next bus. And I would do this routine every day, work bricklaying until 4, catch the bus, catch the next bus, get home at 6. I'm getting up at 4, getting home at 6, and I'm earning £20 a day, and I'm spending £7.90 of that on bus fare. So I'm earning £12.10. I think that's the maths. £12.10 a day for getting up at 4, getting home at 6, every day. And I just felt like the world was against me, that I had no way out. It was a downward spiral, and my mind wasn't very good. Wasn't in a good place. And one morning, because I waited at the same bus stops each morning, one morning I'm waiting at the second bus stop, and I'm falling asleep, nodding away, because I didn't get much sleep at that time. I had insomnia. So I'm falling asleep, and out of nowhere, a big bin lorry, or a waste recycle lorry, with bin men on it, pulls up, and the van stops in the middle of the road. I heard some shouting, and the van stops in the middle of the road, and a bin man, a garbage man, whatever you call him in America, a bin man starts running towards me with a book, and he says, "Here, I see you reading here every morning, and I found this on one of my jobs. I thought I'd give it to you." Anyway, that book changed my life. That was the day my life changed, because I realized that the world wasn't bad. Like, if it was only just this one bin man, I had the realization that this man going around his work, that probably struggled with his work, who knows, he probably, had his life worries, all this kind of stuff weighing him down. And he sees a random book at one of his jobs, and he thinks, I remember that kid at the bus stop that reads a book. I'm going to grab this, hold on to it, and next time I see him, I'll give it to him. I'm going to stop all the workers in the middle of the road. I'm going to jump out in traffic and make sure I hand it to him. Why? Who knows? Because it was a good thing to do. I don't know why I did it, but that day I realized that there is hope, there's good in this world. And that is the day my life changed. I started this upward spiral. But the point is, it took for a bin man to do something nice for me, to make me realize that the world isn't bad. And the way I used to think then, controlled by worry and anxiety and this downward spiral of always negative self-talk, that doesn't exist in me anymore. And I remember when I was younger, I couldn't fathom that idea. I remember as I got older and older, and I started to let go of these things, I started to feel guilty. I felt bad, like, oh no, I should be sad. I should be worrying all the time. I don't deserve this happiness. This happiness isn't tangible. It's not a real thing. It is real. It's very real, and it feels amazing. I can't even comprehend the way I used to think. but I still hold that concern. I still hold that empathy for people who felt exactly how I feel. I mean, that's why I wrote my book, for people who felt how I felt, because I know it can be guidance. Anyway, welcome back to day 19 of 100 Stoic School with myself, William Mulligan, author of the Everyday Stoic Simple Rules for a Good Life, which is available in American. It looks different. It's the same book. Today, I'll be explaining 7 Stoic ways to worry less in 2024. Today's episode is powered by Huel. Let's jump into the episode. So, you're here to cope with your worrying, and now I'm telling you about Stoicism. I teach Stoicism. It's a practical philosophy. It's the guide to the good life. And the Stoics, well, they lived thousands of years ago, but their writings are still helping millions of people today, specifically with anxiety and worry. These are huge problems that people have overcome using Stoicism. It's the main reason most people get into Stoicism. And, you know, the ancient Stoics, Epictetus, who wrote a few lines in one of his books, and off that branched, 2,000 years later, modern day therapeutic techniques. These guys really knew how to live the good life, and they knew the guide to the good life. So I'm here to explain it. And this is 7 Stoic ways to worry less. So, first thing, it comes from Seneca, who was a famous Stoic. He said, "We suffer more often in imagination than in reality." Which goes back to the story of me, and I imagine you're feeling like this. When you're going to bed, you're worrying about the day ahead. When you get up, you're worrying about missing your bus. You're worrying about getting to work, what's going to happen. You're worrying if you can do the work. You worry if you're going to upset the boss. And then you worry about getting home. Am I going to be able to do all the things I need to? Can I get to the gym? Am I going to get enough sleep? The worry is what kept me awake. I used to be worried that I wouldn't get up early in time for work, and then my boss will be mad at me. So me being worried about getting to sleep is the reason I couldn't sleep. I'd get sleep at like 2 a.m., 3 a.m., then I'm up in an hour or two. And it's like, say you're going to the dentist. You've got a dentist in 2 weeks' time, and you know that's in store for you. Because I used to be like this. In 2 weeks' time, I have to go to the dentist. You have to go to the dentist. It's going to be painful. You're thinking all these things. Oh, what if it's horrible? What if I don't like it? What if something bad happens? All this stuff. For 2 weeks you worry. And then the day comes and you worry even more. And then the event happens and it was a little bit uncomfortable. And then afterwards, well, so be it. The point is you only have to worry at the actual event, or maybe a few minutes leading up to it. Worry is there for a reason. Anxiety is there for a reason. It prepares us for things. You know, you talk about ancient warriors, historical warriors, and they looked at as anxiety as like a gift. It's like anxiety is preparing me for battle. But what's not good if these warriors are anxious for the months leading up to battle, and it's making them sick, making them not be able to train properly, this kind of things. And that's the same. The dentist, you only have to worry just before, at the time, and you're done. Worry still exists. You can get rid of it, but I'm not telling you to get rid of it. It's there for a reason. So you don't have to worry all that time for. Because in imagination, we create all these monsters. And it's never as bad as we think, especially like social situations. I was always like this. Social situations, I think, it's going to be terrible. What's going to happen? Do I do this? Do I shake their hand? Do I say hi? Do I hug them? Do I kiss them? Are they going to laugh at me? Am I going to fall over? All this kind of stuff. And every time, I'd worry about these things for weeks. And every time I get there, afterwards, I'd be like, wasn't that bad. Imagination. It's a powerful tool. Also, it can be a powerful weapon against you. The second way to worry less, according to the Stoics, is decatastrophization. So what I mean by this is there's a thing we do called catastrophizing. When someone hurts themselves, you come up with ideas. They've sliced their leg open, they're pouring blood, and then you start to see imagery of all these horrible things. But the Stoics like to explain things as they actually happen. It's not that bad. You got a minor cut. It's all right. You'll be all right. We'll get it checked out. And then things like people as well. Like say there's a rude person in your life. We use words like this person is evil, horrible, diabolical. You know, we create such imagery of these people. It's like, no, they just say a few annoying things. It's not that bad. But the point is, is catastrophizing events. Words have a huge impact. Imagination has a huge impact. Description and analysis of certain things have a huge impact on how we experience them. And, if enough people panic, then it creates a mass hysteria. And suddenly this little event is actually drastic. I remember when I was working my old job, after the building job that I didn't like, I was a cleaner, loved it. And I was cleaning up an old site, picking up bags of all waste that humans have thrown away. And in one of these bags was like a knife. I don't know what it was. I threw it in there, but I didn't see it. And pick up the bag and it hits my leg. And I felt like a weird feeling on my leg. And then I could feel like it getting all wet. And I seen that my trousers were open, like ripped. And I guessed it was blood. So I didn't want to look at it. So I went to the guy I was working with, Jody, and I said, "Hey, mate, I think I've cut my leg quite bad." And he looked at it and goes, it's not too bad, but maybe we should just get it checked out because it could be dirty, I go to hospital and then they numb it up and I see it actually is really bad. It's really bad. And there's blood everywhere, like my skin's hanging open. Got the stitches anyway. But what Jody did there was he decatastrophized it. He didn't say, "Oh my God, no, there's blood everywhere. Oh, mate, you're going to have to go to hospital. This is awful. This is an emergency." And he didn't panic. And honestly, I was really calm because of him. But I don't know what I would have been like if he started panicking and catastrophizing. So when an event happens, be careful not to catastrophize. Think about the language you're using, the imagery you're using, how you're describing things, the way you're reacting to things, and just see the event as it is and think, what is best to do in this situation? Number 3 is to remove expectations. Unmet expectations causes disturbance. Unmet expectations causes worry, sadness, emptiness, a feeling of lack that we don't have something. So remove these expectations. Because the thing is, if you go about your day expecting something good to happen, expecting, you get that pay rise, you get that the boss, that person does that thing that you've been expecting them to do. You expect the good weather, it's sunny, you expect the good weather and it rains. Suddenly all your plans are ruined. I wore the wrong clothes, it's raining. All plans are ruined, I'm going to have to cancel. But if you don't expect these things and you just do things regardless, you go out for the day, you enjoy the day, rain or shine, then you're not disturbed when the rain does come. You're not disturbed if the plans are changed. You're not upset if you don't get the pay rise. You can still work towards a pay rise. But unmet expectations causes disturbance. Start removing expectations. You can still have aims, but you don't need the expectation of getting the thing and putting your hopes on the thing. I'll be happy when I get that thing. I'll be happy when I graduate. I'll be happy when I get a new job. I'll be happy when I'm married. I'll be happy when I have a child. We don't know. These things are not guaranteed in life. And if you say you only be happy when you get these things, then who knows if you'll ever be happy. If you can't be happy with what you got, you won't be happy with what you get. It's a quote by Claire Wineland. Number 4, all we have is the present. This, I know it sounds very simple. Yeah, all we have is present. This, what I mean, at the moment you're listening to me, that's all you have. That is all you have. The past does not exist. It's a fact. It does not exist. It's a memory. And you cannot change whatever's happened in the past, scientifically, factually, everythingly. You cannot change. Impossible. So it does no good to worry about the things in the past, have regrets of the past. All you can do is make the best of the present moment we have now. The future is not a given. We don't know if we'll ever get there. We don't know what will be when we get there. So we can't have expectations of how the future will be. So most of our worry exists in this non-reality, this infinite timeline of past and future. I say it's infinite. I know you're saying, well, I only live for 70, 80, 90, 100, 120 years. Maybe you'll be the oldest person ever. You say, it's only 120 years, 130 years. It's not, because your imagination creates so many pathways in the past and the future, new realities, new imaginations, new regrets, new hopes, new dreams, new worries, new anxieties. It's an infinite timeline. But the present, there may exist some worries in the present. If there's a lion in front of you, if there's a tough decision in front of you, that kind of thing. But that's the only worries that exist, or should exist, this present moment. That's all we have to worry about. A quick word from our sponsor, Huel. I really like Huel. When I was writing my book, I was using Huel to power me through every single day. When I had my daily greens, when I had my meals, when I had my shakes, it stopped me from going to the shop, buying a load of rubbish, buying a load of unhealthy food, wasting loads of money. And these things do add up. Those quick journeys to the shop every day, the money adds up, the unhealthy foods add up, the wasted time adds up. So if I ever get those cravings, I grab a Huel and it fills my cravings. I feel good, it tastes delicious, it's quick and easy. And if you have any interest in the Huel products, then check the link in the description. Let's get back to the episode. Next is the block of wood. And this is actually, I'd say when people say, what's the greatest thing about Stoicism? I would say it is the block of wood. But it's not just Stoicism, it's this understanding of the block of wood. It's the greatest thing I think you can learn in life. And obviously, there's so many other principles in life that are almost as important, but I think this one makes them important. The block of wood is this. And I'll explain why it helps you not worry. Block of wood is, you're born and you're given your life, this block of wood, this rough, coarse thing, and that's it. And most people, myself included, when I was 19, 18, and I was worrying all the time, I believed that this block of wood is all I had. This is mine, unchangeable. It sits there, dormant, stagnant in front of me. And guess what? This block of wood is full of worry, full of anxiety, full of lack of direction, no confidence. This is me. The block of wood is you. It's your soul. And that's the way most people live. They got this block of wood, they can't change it. The truth is, you are this block of wood. That is your soul. But God, nature, the universe, chance, whatever you may believe, has given you the tools to shape this block. You are the craftsman. You are the master of your fate. You are the captain of your soul. You are the one that decides how to shape this. So if you see on that block of wood that there is worry, there is negative self-talk, there is lack of confidence, lack of direction, you can decide, I'm going to start carving this. How do I get over my worry? How do I get over my worry? I know, I'll join Stoic school, the Everyday Stoic, and he'll help me. Is it going to fix my worry? Who knows? But it's going to help. I'll start carving away, shaping it into something beautiful, something marvelous, until you have the Michelangelo's David right in front of you, or, well, a statue, a great statue. Anyway, so the point here is we worry about our lives. We worry a lot about being stuck as this block of wood. But the truth is, you can shape it. And I know, actually, most of my viewers, the majority of my viewers are 40 to 60, which is, an odd view, not an odd viewership for YouTube, but it's uncommon. YouTube's quite a young platform. So 40 to 50. And I want to say, if you're 18, whatever, you can shape your life. You've got so long to shape it and mold it in something beautiful. If you're 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, I don't know how old is my oldest viewer. I'd like to know that, actually. You can shape it whenever. At 90 years old, you can decide, you know what, I've been a bit cantankerous, I've been a bit mardy, I've been a bit stuck in my old ways. I haven't really gone out into the world since the 80s, the 90s, whatever. But I can change that. I can see the beauty in the world right now. I've been complaining about the youth. That's good. The youth are doing some good. It's not so bad. What I mean is, you can start shaping that block, even if you're 90, start shaping it. Next one. Number 6, to help with worry, the dichotomy of control. If you've been here since day one Stoic school, I know you know what the dichotomy of control is, but I'll explain it for new listeners. Dichotomy of control, as explained by Epictetus, is some things are within our power, others are not. Within our power are our opinion, motivation, desire, aversion, in a word, whatever is of our own doing. That is the internal works, your inner works. Not within our power, health, wealth, reputation, office, and in a word, whatever is not of our own doing. This is the external world, the weather, the way people behave, the traffic, this kind of thing. You control these inner works. So the reason this helps so much with worry, it helps me with worry. And it started initially, it was hard. I remember writing a quote, you can dance in the rain or sulk in the rain. It'll rain regardless, because it will rain regardless. And that's the way I originally seen dichotomy control. I was like, it rains, I don't control the rain, but I control how I react to it. I'm going to be happy. I'm going to go out in the rain and be okay. I'm not going to let it get my day down. But you start to develop this understanding, the more you practice dichotomy control, it goes into every single aspect of your life. You don't control all these externals, all these things we put all our happiness, our expectations on these things. You don't control them. You just control how you react to it. So don't worry if the bus is going to be late. Just focus on how you're reacting to that bus being late. I remember I used to wait for the bus for hours, and I used to always worry, is the bus late? Am I going to be late for work? And I used to then sit on the bus and worry that I'm wasting my life, hours a day on a bus. And my mum said, you've got all this time, why don't you start reading? And that was the beginning of me reading books, 18 years old, 19 years old. And I started to go with that mindset. Yeah, it took a mentor of my mother. But the thing is, I couldn't control the bus. I controlled my reaction to the bus. I controlled how I responded and went, I'm going to read on the bus. And I started to see it as a gift. I was like, damn, I get all this time to read books. None of my friends read books. They don't have all this time. And the last way in which Stoicism helps you worry less is memento mori. One of my favorite things in the world. Memento mori is a Latin phrase that means remember death. Remember you are mortal. And you're probably thinking, how does that help me? I'll explain how it helps me every single day. I've worried about doing things. I remember when I was first doing like podcasts or Zoom calls or these videos, and I used to be so worried, anxious about doing them. And I used to just think, if I die tomorrow, what does this even matter? That little me making a little video and people laughing at me saying it's stupid, what does that matter? I'll be dead. I don't get a chance to go around on this ride again. Who knows? I don't know. Some people know. Obviously, they know. I don't get a chance to this again. I'd hate to waste it worrying about these pointless things, what people think of me. So I want to get my health in check. I want to start going to the gym. Who cares what these people are thinking? I mean, most times people are worried about themselves anyway, but who cares? We could die, or when we die, we're on our deathbed, 100 years old, 120. And you sat there going, why was I worried about what that random group of people said to me at the gym when I wanted to look after my health that would have helped me live to 130? So that is it for day 19 of 100 Stoic School. I'll say something. 70% of my viewers on YouTube are not subscribed. 40% on Apple Podcasts are not following. So if you're part of that 70% on YouTube, subscribe. I'm doing 100 days Stoic School. You don't want to miss it, because by day 100, you'll know everything there is to know about Stoicism, and you'll know how to implement it into your life to become a Stoic, free of worry, free of concern, stress, happier, balanced, more confident, all around a better version of yourself. So remember to subscribe. 70% on YouTube, 40% on Apple. I'm not sure what it is on Spotify. Those are high numbers. So some of you are listening to this but not subscribing. And if you're on Apple, YouTube, hit that bell. Hit the bell. Make sure you get notified so you don't miss an episode. One episode a day for 100 days. I'm not stopping. I'm trying my best to keep it up. I've wrote a lot of episodes out. They're ready to go. I'm filming them today, filming tomorrow, filming another day. Anyway. Thank you for listening. I hope you learn a lot with Stoic School. If you want to support me, give me a like, give me a follow, hit that notification bell, leave a comment, say if you've been here since day one. And if you really want to help, leave a rating. Oh, and also, if you're one of the great people that have bought my book, The Everyday Stoic, if you've either bought it in the UK version, the American version, the Dutch version, or you've pre-ordered any of the other versions that will be coming out, if you've read it and you like it, please leave a review. It's really helping. In India, it was number 12 for philosophy. Number 12, which is pretty cool in India. In the UK, it was like 60 maybe. In America, it's a bit higher, which is strange. Nearly all of you are American. So come on, Americans. Anyway, I really appreciate if you leave a rating. It really helps. And I like reading the ratings. I've been using them to market the book as well. So it does really help me out. And if you want to go above and beyond to support me and help someone you know, invite them, show them Stoic School. You could change their life. Thank you and have a wonderful day.